Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the fireworks show. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11 and has autism, and they are doing a summer festival down from us, and I decided to paint right when the fireworks are starting. It's kind of funny. So I'm just kind of laughing. Owen helps me paint the backgrounds with a hand-over-hand method, and then I paint the rest. And I am on a flower bonanza right now. And these lines are just technically just there because I'm gonna be painting all over them in a minute. I thought I would do kind of neutral creamies, grays. They're more taupey than gray, but and I have one bristle that wants to stick itself out there. So hopefully it'll mush back in. It looked like it was thinking about being a problem when I started, but I went with this brush anyways. I could grab another one, but I probably won't if I know my if I know myself. I generally use the same paintbrush. When I paint flowers, for whatever reason, I generally paint with way too much paint on my paintbrush to begin with, and then I paint with one because I like the way grabbing all the paints kind of mushed together, and these paints are extremely mushy. The heat is getting to the paints, I do believe, but the paint just kind of goes in there, and all the textures, that's what I like about it. So I just thought I would do like more of the solid colors. I wonder if anybody else is distracted by the fireworks. See if they distract you while they're distracting me. They're celebrating the end of summer, I think, is what the thing is here. So, and Owen started back to school on Friday, so he thrilled to be back into school. So that was a beautiful thing, and he loves all of it, loves all the parts, all the things. I'm trying to get him to understand too, like, he doesn't always answer questions. Like if I say, what did you do today? He has a hard time kind of responding to what he did, or what happened, what he ate for lunch. His general response when I ask him what he ate for lunch is pizza and popcorn. and then he then adds in that he had like a vegetable. It's either corn or broccoli, and both of those are really not ones that he likes. So, but he doesn't really he doesn't eat a lot of vegetables. I try to get him to eat a lot of vegetables, but he doesn't eat a lot of vegetables. So I always know what he's going to say to me. And so we're trying to get him to actually respond with foods that he has eaten or does like, which, again, isn't always easy for him to understand or try to fill in the blanks with that. So trying to get him to learn responses that are realistic and not difficult for him to respond to, because creating that conversation niche is kind of hard sometimes when you're trying to get him to banter back and forth or kind of put into his own words what he's doing or what he's done. That doesn't always go with what the response would be or what he's thinking about. So teaching him a skill like that is something that we have to kind of work through and put it in a kind of a different light for him. So I always know most of the time he does not have pizza and popcorn for lunch. I mean, there are times when he does have pizza and popcorn for lunch, but I know to then ask him kind of some different questions, more in-depth questions, to try to get answers for what he's had for lunch. And his teacher's really good about trying to kind of keep me in the loop of foods and different things that they're eating and doing, and the snacks that they're having and that type of thing. So it's good to help him when I know the responses or I know what he did eat for lunch, that I'm going to be able to have that conversation with him. So it helps a lot to be able to communicate with his teacher and share, so it's when he comes home, and I do ask him those questions, it can be successes for him because he's able to say, I had this, and this. And that is helpful for both of us. So if you have a kid, even some of our kids that can express what they're having aren't necessarily going to tell us what they had for lunch or what they wanted or what they did. But starting that communication and being able to kind of fill in the blanks with some of that, it's helpful because they know that you're interested in their day and what else is going on. So that's kind of what helps me with him, to just kind of go through it and see what else we can do. Depending on where my angle is, I like to kind of add some different texture back in it, colors and such. So I think this is about where we're at with the whole firework on display. And see, you see that does not want to stay. I have tons of paint on there, so that should not get out of I'm gonna have to trim my brush up once I clean it off few of them get kind of like that where it sticks out occasionally, so you just have to go back in and fix it. Make it do something different. Here comes the firework galore. And I'm just gonna go in and kind of add some little extras. I almost feel like I need, sometimes I like to make one that just sticks out a little bit differently. Makes me happy. So, and there's where I say I use too much paint, because I want it just a little thinner. I'm listening to the fireworks, and they are quite interesting. So today Owen went to see his grandma, and that's one of his favorite weekend things besides going to church on Sundays and grandma on Saturday. We try to change it up a little bit here and there so that he doesn't just know that, all of these days are the exact same, because we have to do that a little bit. But he had a wonderful time, and I'm so glad that he has that closeness. I was always close to my grandma. So I had several grandmas, and I was very fortunate to know them. So I think that's where it's at. I'm gonna put like a couple little okay, so I always sign O for Owen, and then L and B. And I have to make sure he's on there because he's the foundation of why I do this. So that's where it's at. So as we literally go out with a bang tonight, there is the flowers. So this is the paint here, and I make paint blob jewelry. That's what I call it. So I spread this out, and after it dries, I'll go through and kind of thin that out a little bit more. But I make different things with it, and so that's what I make. But I thank you for being a part of our journey, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Toodles!